I was doing a coaching session yesterday with my client Philip. We were doing a 2-hour business coaching session over Zoom. Philip has been a long-term client. He worked with me for 4 months. We worked really well together. He got great results, and then he decided to invest and sign up for my 12-month anxiety program, which is valued at 10K. And one of the things we actually started off talking about was something really simple, and it's really profound. I want to share this with you guys. I want you guys to have this success. I want you to experience it if you want. And it's all about wearing a suit. Let me explain this if I can, right? I get passionate about this. I might even get emotional. Any of you got a spare tissue in case I might start crying. This means a lot to me, right? So I've always had this understanding that every single man looks great in a suit, right? Every single guy looks smart in a suit, and I just think that's a no-brainer, right? So that's just the start, right? This is not my point. Stay with me. So when I was growing up, right, we didn't have much, right? We didn't have much money. I come from a relatively poor family, right? We did go hungry sometimes, but my mum and dad worked extremely hard with the money they had, and I'm forever grateful for that. I never went without clothes and food, and Christmases were great. But one of the great values that my mum taught me that I always appreciated, whatever we had, my mum always encouraged me to look smart as a kid. I remember, my mum dressing me in jeans, a nice shirt, boots, for school, a shirt and tie. And I didn't realize till I got older what that done for me, as a young boy and growing up. It gave me that feeling of being loved, that nice feeling from your mum, being loved and cared. And it was really about, learning how to have good manners and take pride in a healthy way in yourself, which is so important in society today. And I see a lot of men slipping up on this who don't get this right. And it's not because they're bad men, they're good people. It's because they're not conscious of it, they're not aware of it. They don't dress well, and it makes such a bad impression. Now listen, I know there's that whole argument, and I can get involved in it, where they say, listen, shouldn't be about clothes, shouldn't be about money, should be about the person inside. I absolutely agree with you, but we can go too far with that, because that can be a very dangerous analogy. Because if you went to a job interview, unshowered, unclean, and you didn't have a suit on, or you weren't smart, you're not getting the job. When we don't know someone, if you don't know my personality, and you don't get to hear my heart and my values and get to know me more and see who I am, you're going to judge me on appearance. So as soon as we come on this video today, people that don't know me immediately judge me based on my appearance. So a lot of people consciously won't even realize that. They'll go, oh, that man's a businessman, or he's a motivational speaker, or he's a smart man in a suit. Immediately, it's just unconscious. I do it. I go on YouTube, and because I follow a lot of people and I appreciate them, and they might be business, motivation, confidence, relationships, boxing, and they come on in a suit in the video, and they've got nice professional, the shot's professional, and they speak well. Immediately, the way I judge them is of high value. I have a good impression of that person. I don't know them. They might not be a good person by character, but based on how they dress. So this is, for me, what the suit represents. The suit represents that I'm being accountable. I'm respecting all of you. I respect people, and I respect myself. And I personally love suits. It's who I am as a person. I've always loved suits growing up. I love the movies. I love Goodfellas, James, all the movies growing up, I'm a romantic guy. I was a romantic young kid, and I'm a romantic man, and I'm not embarrassed about that. So I like being romantic. If I go on a date, go out with my girlfriend or business, I like suits. I like how they make me feel. And my client resonated with it, and he said, yeah, he's going to get a suit. It's important, especially in business, because how you show up is how, it's important. Now this is interesting, a social experiment. Do you guys, when I go into the shop, guys, and I buy coffee, I go into any shop, because I wear casual clothes as well, right? And I want to make a point of saying, I said to my client, I don't have to be in a suit to feel valued or confident. I can be in tracksuit bottoms. I wear them when I train. So you can't miss the point of being balanced, right? It's not about just external. When I go into the shop in my normal clothes, they say, what do you want? What can they get you? And I say, I get a latte, please. When I wear a suit, do you know what everyone says? They don't even realize it. Excuse me, sir, how can I help you? When you wear a suit, people treat you differently. It's crazy. It's so unconscious. Some of you that are very awake would know that. So I've always said to guys, why not make it common sense? It's always been around. Wear a suit. Listen, you don't have to wear an Armani suit, a Hugo Boss suit. If you've got the money, great, I wish you all the best. Even if it's Primark, it's not about the price for me, it's not about the brand, it's about the symbol, it's about what it represents. You're showing up saying, I'm accountable, I'm reliable. When you've got a suit on, and you use the manners that your mum and dad brought you up with, you're going to go a long way in life. And that's the difference between getting your dream job, meeting your dream woman. And I've seen it before, right? You wear a suit, you walk down the street, you walk out in public, and you do notice it. You notice more women looking at you, more women attracted. They do. The same way men, we see a woman dressed nice, we notice it. You know, and the same way if you go and meet if you haven't seen your mum and dad for a while and you show up, your mum's like, oh, you look smart, you look handsome. It's universal, man. So why not use it? There's nothing wrong with it. It's smart, it's class. You know, when boxers are not fighting, they're in suits. Businessmen are in suits. So if you're intimidated by it, how I used to be when I was young, because I was intimidated of people like this, not realizing that they're not different to me. Anybody can put a suit on. No one's better than anyone. But some people show up better than others. So for me, it's important. And I want to make a good impression on you guys. I want to set a great example, fine example. So, you know, it stands for a lot more than just image, than just ego. I'm not on about ego, I'm not on about that. And it feels good. So I'd invest in a suit, guys. I think your life's going to go better. I know your life's going to go better for those of you guys. And it lowers your anxiety and it gives you confidence and it makes you appreciate your life. So whatever money you've got now, I would say get a suit, guys. You'll notice that your whole life will go better. Because, you know, us guys, we do look great in suits. It doesn't matter about height, age, you just look nice. Get a nice suit that fits you, and this suit's lovely, I love it, it was a great investment. It wasn't that expensive, it wasn't that cheap. This suit cost me £259 from Moss Bros. So it's important, very important for branding, and this is something that I teach in my business coaching. Most of my coaching is the inner stuff, being a better person, having a better character, being honest, adding value. That's the majority of it. But there is a 20% where we do work on, of course, haircut, beard, getting in shape, looking good, feeling good, sounding good. Get the simple things right. All the top successful people. I love Les Brown. Les Brown's one of my heroes. He changed my life. When I think of Les Brown, always in suits. When I think of Tony Robbins, always in suits. When I think of Grant Cardone, always in suits. If I think of Dan Pena, always in suits. Just some of the successful people that inspire a lot of people, all in suits. Why? Because it works. Makes you feel good. Makes you speak better. Makes you show up. When you go to a job interview, when we used to go to school, we had to wear a suit in my school. It was a suit. Same thing. Blazer, shirt, tie, trousers. There's a reason why they do that, and I agree on it. So get the basics right, and your whole life will go right. Because even before you open your mouth, people have got an impression of you. So if you wear a suit and you work on the inside, I'm all about inner and outer confidence, but it's also an expression, isn't it? When you're wearing a suit, you are expressing how you feel inside. And I know from where I used to be, thank God I'm not there no more, when I weren't confident, I wouldn't wear a suit. Why? I didn't have the confidence. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I didn't feel comfortable with how I looked, I didn't want people looking at me. So I dressed down, I dressed drab, dark clothes to hide away. And I still love dark clothes. But my point is, coming outside of your comfort zone, especially for people that want to be business leaders. And this is, again, a principle that I teach. If we can't get these basics right, like my mentor Jeff would say, what chance have you got in creating a great reality? If you can't have the initiative to put a shirt and a suit on and be smart and presentable when you go into a meeting or just in life, what chance have you got in doing massive things? How can you inspire a generation if you can't even put a suit on and dress smart? I'm not saying you've got to wear a suit every day. I think that would be a bit extreme. You could do. I'm not going to wear a suit every day. Some days I'm in the gym. I'm not going to be on the treadmill in a suit. That'd be a good comedy show. But generally speaking, a suit is who I am. So we went into that in our session, and we deviated onto other things in the business. And Philip's smart and sharp, and he understood it. So improve the branding. And who's the brand? More important than the website and the thumbnails and the videos, which is important. We're the brand, guys. Who best represents you? You represent you. So if your fashion sucks and you look like you haven't showered in weeks and take care of yourself, how are you going to get a woman? It's not going to happen. It's very unlikely, right? I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's quite improbable. Wear a suit, guys. Be smart, or wear a nice shirt, a nice pair of jeans, a nice pair of shoes. You start dressing smart, you start thinking differently, you start being more accountable. And as Jordan Peterson says, wise words, you know, if you want to be a better person, you got to care for someone that would care about themselves before you can care about other people. So it makes others feel good. It's a gentleman, you know. I really like it. And I was just reflecting back on some of my videos where I haven't dressed smart, and I'm honest about that. Great, I'm glad. I can point the mistakes out. And videos where the old ones where I was in suits, it looked smart and it got a better impact. It makes a good impression, even if it's just to get your attention. And then I can take the suit off and put my tracksuit bottoms on so I can share my story with you and change your life, or make you realize something that you could be doing a lot better. So there's a first lesson on how to show up and be successful and start a business. Before we even start the business, the branding, the selling, the marketing, the click funnels, the ads, the paid ads, the organic ads, all that stuff, we've got to start off with the basics, and we're going to show up in a suit looking smart. And as my school teacher said, Mrs. Charles, wise words, now we're cooking with gas when we've got a nice smart suit on that fits well, and then we can work on our vocabulary, our ethics, our values, you know, all that kind of stuff, and communicate, come from a good place, not from a place of being egotistical and that tacky place. That's not where I'm coming from. I don't want to come from that place, and I know most of you don't, right? And anybody who wants to, I'm not going to waste my time judging them. None of us are perfect. That's their choice. So it's from the heart. I wear the suit from the heart. I don't wear the suit from the ego, because I won't appreciate it. It's just, nothing will ever be enough then, will it? I wouldn't be coming from a good energy. And I know I'm coming from a good place, and I want to come from a good place. So to come from a good place, you've got to want to come from a good place. And a great way to start is by the most simple thing that's been around for a long time. I'm sure your dad told you, your granddad, your parents, your mum, your aunties, wear a nice suit, be smart. You're going for a job interview, or you go to university, or on a date, or a business meeting, or on YouTube, or just for being for yourself, just to feel great about yourself, all right? So that's a lesson on business. I hope you guys appreciate it. And as always, if you want to take the next step and you want to start your own business and start off from YouTube and then kind of work your way out from YouTube, I've got a business coaching program. It starts off from 6 weeks. Can go all the way up to a year, depending on how long you need, or even starts off at 2 hours. Get in touch with my business coaching. If you're passionate about changing people's lives and doing what I do or something similar, I help people to start their business and become confidence coaches to make a difference to other people. So I can help you with that. Send me an email. The coaching is a high ticket, it's expensive, I'm going to warn you, the value is massive, but the actual call, I don't charge for that. I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. It's a 30-minute Zoom call. We get on a call, have a conversation. It's very simple. I'll have a chat with you. If I like you and I trust you and I can work with you and I can help you and you like me, we'll do business together, and I'll coach you and I'll help you to get your business up and running and to earn a living doing what you love and make a difference to other people, all right? I'll speak to you guys soon. Oh, by the way, please guys, please let me know in the box below your experience with a suit. You might wear them already, or what your parents told you, or how you feel, or if you didn't think about it today and I woke you up. I'd love to know your thoughts in the box below. It would be great, and I'll read the comments if they're positive. If they're negative, I don't really read them. It's not really my cup of tea. And then we'll make more videos from there, all right? Speak to you soon. Fearless.